spent $10,000 off my credit card?
Yeah.
What you mean, yeah?
I had to pay my mama rent. She was backed up like 5 months. I just paid it off.
But that's not my problem. And I only have a $10K balance on my credit card, so you took all the money off my credit card.
I'm gonna put it back. Simple. You weren't even supposed to find out.
You can't just put it back.
What you mean I can't just put it back? I can transfer it from my phone.
And my credit score is gonna drop.
Okay, so what I gotta do to boost it?
Not take money off my credit card. Like your mother is not my responsibility.
I understand. She's my responsibility.
Okay, so you should have used your money.
Your money is my money. My
No.
money is your money.
That credit card has my name.
I had to deposit the money into the account to pay the bill. I could not give them cash.
That doesn't even make sense.
Either way, you're gonna get the money deposited. I do it first thing in the morning. Like, what's the problem? What's that shit?
I'm gonna report fraud, and your mother just gonna have to get evicted.
She gonna get evicted. It's paid.
It don't matter. I'm gonna report fraud because you was never supposed to use my credit card.
But I'm putting the money back.
It doesn't matter.
First, I was on her side. Then I was on his side. Then I was on, they need to break up on that side. And they just simply needs to break up. Neither one of them are ready for a relationship. Neither one of them should be in a relationship. And let me tell you why. As we saw in that video, he decided that his mother needed some help because she had got so far behind in her rent that he was going to pay it. He has the $10,000 to be able to pay it, but the problem is he couldn't, according to him, deposit it in cash into the account. I don't understand that aspect of it, but for some reason he couldn't do it the way he could just take the money from his account and pay for it. Doesn't make sense, I know. That's why I wasn't on his side. And then the fact that he snuck and used his wife's card without telling her, that's why I wasn't on his side. But then she responded and said that his mother is not her problem. I'm sorry, but when you marry a person, their parents, things that happen to their parents, they are your problem. If we are together and my mother is not my wife's problem, and her mother is not my problem, my father is not her problem, her father is not my problem, we have a problem. I know that, and I preach it constantly, that you are to primarily take care of you and your spouse. They come number one. Nobody else comes before them. But of course, we have extended family. We still care about our mothers. We still care about our children. And if you cannot blend your family, you shouldn't be together. So when she came out and said that, no, your mother is not my problem, then I wasn't on her side anymore. And that doesn't mean I went over to his side, because he was playing, like I said, he was trying to sneak it in. He didn't talk to her beforehand. And then I further wasn't on her side when she started saying that that's her credit card, that he has no right to use her credit card, which he does not have any right to use her credit card without her permission. This is true. And yes, her credit score will drop momentarily. But if he did it in the same day, couple days apart, it's not really going to affect your credit card because it's not going to be reported in enough time frame for that to happen. I mean, he literally would have to have taken the $10,000 out. It was your credit card reports on that very next day, and before he could put the money in, and that's the only way it affects your credit. Other than that, it's not going to affect your credit. If anything, it's actually going to make your credit look good. The fact that you spent $10,000 and then a few days later you paid off that $10,000 is actually more of a benefit to you, and there's no interest charge, so the bank is not going to like that. But still, the point is, he should not have used her credit card without her permission. But for her to say that this is my money and have that separation, and I'm going to report it as fraud so that your mother gets kicked out, and she doesn't care if his mother gets kicked out because she's selfishly only concerned about herself, she has a problem. Him having to sneak and do it demonstrates that he knows that there's a problem. He should not have been with her. He made an immature decision to be with this woman. So he has a problem. And the poor person caught in the middle is the mother. And hopefully there are no children. I'm not exactly sure if there are children involved. But this just demonstrates that this is a couple that should not be together. When you come together, if you cannot blend families and have a clear understanding of what you will do for family, what you won't do for family, then you should not be together at all. I do not believe that me or my wife should help my children or her children, which is all of them are our children, to the degree that it hurts us. We should not help my mother or her parents to the degree that it hurts us, but we should be there to help out our family members to the extent that we are capable of doing it. And even when it comes to something as simple as $50, if one of the girls call and say, can I borrow $50? We still talk about it. We still say, hey, such and such want to borrow $50. Usually at amounts that low, we just look at each other like, why you talking, asking me about it? But we still discuss it. It's still a part of, and they're not discussing it, but it's still open. It's still known before anything happens. And that is the problem with this couple, and that's the problem with many couples, is that they don't have that type of communication where they talk to each other about everything, where everything is above board, where nothing is hidden. And when you got hidden things, when things are hidden in your relationship, all it does is cause problems and create more and more problems. And if you have this fear of, I can't tell you that I'm going to do something like that, y'all shouldn't be together. If you tell her I need to pay my mom's rent, well, she's gonna get kicked out, and it's $10,000. And if she says no, we're not helping your mother, we're gonna allow her to be homeless, y'all shouldn't be together. Because I guarantee if it was her mother, it'd be a different story. And if somebody is playing favoritism like that, you need to leave them alone. You know, give you an example, tell you a little story, short story. The young lady that I was with during COVID, she wanted to isolate, and that was fine. But then when there was a dinner at her parents' house, she was fine to go to her parents' house. We can go to her parents' house. But when there was a dinner at my family's house, we couldn't go to my family's house. We had to duck and shelter or cover and shelter, whatever it was called. We can't go to my family, but we can go to yours. Doesn't seem right, does it? Yeah, I didn't think so. So I didn't go to nobody's house. Well, no, let me rephrase that. I didn't go to hers. I went to mine. But that's the kind of bullshit that let me know, oh, there's a whole nother level of selfishness going on here. There's some favoritism going on here. Oh, we can go to your family, but you don't want my kids to come over because it's COVID, but other people from your family can come over. That's a problem. And when you're dealing with problems like that, when you're dealing with the one-sidedness, it's better to just leave the entire situation because it's not worth it. All it's going to do is continue to create problems and issues in the future. And then the more you accumulate together, the more you have children or you build together, now you're just going to have to go through the separation of all those things. And it's not even worth the time. So why get entrenched? Get out early. Get out early if you find yourself in that situation. And always remember, you have to free yourself to be yourself because your greatness is non-negotiable. Good journey, good vibration.